Hello and welcome to Night Talkers, your weekly Game of Thrones after show here on Entertainment.ie. Now brought to you by Kyo's Crisps, Ireland's fastest growing crisp brand, which you can win an entire year's supply of by going to kyos.ie. And later on we're going to have a competition here for an absolute beauty of a hamper that you could take home yourself. We'll get to that in a bit. Right now we're talking about The Spoils of War, episode 4 of season 7 of Game of Thrones. Oh my god!
I know.
Well, usually I make
Sweating
notes because I'm like, oh, I've got a job to do. But this was like, oh my god, this is a great episode. This is probably one of the best episodes of the entire show. I think it
Definitely.
Was Battle of the Bastards for me, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it was definitely up there. Yeah,
of the season so far.
all killer, no filler.
Well,
it was just excellent.
Beautiful filler. Everything was great. Everything was so good. That is Jamie dead?
No.
Can we?
No.
But that fade to black, that long fade to black was just like
Yeah.
No.
weighed down with his gold hand and his.
I know. But I also find it funny. Like, how is it that deep? You were at the.
I know, that was the thing. It was like they were running in it with the horses.
Yeah, and then suddenly it's like, like fade into like depths of ocean,
like the Titanic.
Yeah, it actually was very like the Jack Dawson shot. Like, I'll never let go.
Yeah.
I also read it was a throwback to Tyrion almost drowning. Remember when they went through where the grayscale people are?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was sort of a Lannister callback shot.
Okay, so he's not gonna die.
No,
we don't think he's dead.
I mean, even I rewatched it, and his eyes are like, he's like, so it's not like.
If he's going to die, he's going to get engulfed in flames. He's
Exactly, he's not
going
gonna
to drown.
Yeah, it was so. We think Bron's gonna just fish him out.
Yeah, and that was Bronn.
But that
wasn't it?
was
Bronn. That was
Yeah.
I assumed that was him. Yeah,
No,
very quick.
because that had the whole bit leading up to it. That Bronn
When he's looking at
spots
the
his horse, and
Yes.
there's another white horse.
Yes.
And I definitely did that for a reason.
I read somewhere someone was like automatically saying it was your man Rickon again. I'm like, no,
Dickon.
Dickon.
Which is just a great recurring joke. It was so good.
Yeah. But I thought it was a really great moment for Bron as well, because I don't know, I just got the feeling when you saw the horse, he's out of there. He has no loyalty anymore.
Yeah.
His goal is gone and everything, and yet he comes back to save Jamie, which I thought was really touching.
And for a character that's always sort of been almost like humorously so self-serving, that way,
Yeah.
for him to actually go above and beyond like that was, I mean, I guess we always knew he was sort of a good guy, but it was unexpected, and he's definitely getting that castle now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's getting
Golden.
anything he wants.
Yeah.
Tyrion obviously was just watching it happen.
I know,
Like there was
yeah.
I think everyone was agreeing with
Yeah.
Tyrion, just being like,
Stop
"Please
it,
run,
yeah.
you fucking idiot, run."
Yeah.
And it was so funny the whole way. I mean, even I just loved that everything about that battle, in that it was the first time watching this entire season that I had that feeling of like, I don't know what's going to happen. And even like at the very beginning of the episode, if someone had told me it would end with like Jaime Lannister going with a spear towards Daenerys Targaryen, it just was,
You're like,
where did it even come from,
Yeah.
And I guess it was sort of building towards it, but it was just that face off between those two major characters. It was, oh man, it was so tense.
The threat that one might die, like okay, one of these might die. Two characters that I
Yeah.
really, really like.
Like I was legitimately like shaken.
Yeah.
Shook, emotional.
Although I have to say, by far the most tense moment for me in the whole episode was when Bronn was firing the spear at
Scorpion.
Drogon.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I don't care about people, I care about dragons. It was so tense. I was like, oh, he's gonna hit him, and he did. But I guess, does that just prove he can be hurt, but not that badly?
I feel like she's going to go back and be like, all right, build me some armor for me dragons.
Yeah.
Dragons need steel now.
Dragon needs steel, yeah.
But no, I think it does mean that they can be hurt, but
We knew they could be hurt though.
Yeah.
I mean, there was something, they were hurt at the, when was that thing when she flew in season 4, season 5?
Oh,
the
the Son of the
pit.
Harpies kind of.
Yeah,
that whole thing. So
yeah.
they had been hurt then. So we did know they could be,
Yeah.
Now whether the dragon's going to die now, I don't know. Will it just be injured? Will it,
I don't know. It seemed to go in and it's like pierce him, but not like fully kill him. I think they've talked about in the show before how the only way to kill a dragon was it was pierced through its eye, because the rest of it's like it's
right.
tough hide and scales, like it's like almost
Okay.
impenetrable. Like they're basically killing machines that can't be killed.
Yeah.
But it was still. My God! I was like, don't kill the dragon. Don't kill anyone. Why does anyone have to die?
I know.
Why aren't you flying away? You've done enough.
Yeah.
Be smart.
And I think that was like, it was so tense, even with Jamie and Bronn. It was like, I don't know how you're going to get out of this.
Yeah.
With Jamie, I was like, how could he possibly survive this? It's going to have to be like, and it almost, I guess, was like a Tyrion Lannister like get knocked on the head. So because Jamie was clearly not going to stop fighting and run away.
Yeah.
Bronn was the same. So it was, and there was people dying all around them, and even how it was shot was incredible as well. And how that like it kind of similar to what they did with the Battle of the Bastards, where they followed Jon around through the action.
Yeah.
And they followed Bronn around, and it was really just like, oh my God, you just feel like you're in the battlefield with them. It was incredible.
Those few seconds where it was like, flaming man, horses, dragon overhead. You were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I love that moment when you had Tyrion up on the hill from afar, and the Dothraki kind of general just says, "Oh, your people are shit at fighting. Like, you'd be pretty shit if you had a dragon against you as well, pal." Like, they're shell shocked, okay?
Yeah, they don't know what to make of this.
Yeah. What do you think Dany's next move is going to be, considering that like she's very angry and has torched loads of men?
I know, but I mean, she did torch army men. She hasn't gone into like, you know, King's Landing or a village or anything yet.
Yeah.
And I did like how they turned that as well, because it was, you know, Jon and Tyrion both said, I don't think you should go up on your dragon, and that's it. And then it was, again, as I said, it was the first time it was like, oh no, she has got her dragon, she has got her army. And, you know, it was kind of like that, like, what's that coming over the hill? And, like,
that shot was genuinely terrifying.
Like, I knew that the dragon was on the way, and then I was like, oh wait, the Dothraki are there as well. But yeah, it was brilliant. I literally, like, you know, they say edge of your seat. I was like at the edge of my couch. Like, and then when it ended, it was like, Jesus Christ.
Like sweating.
Yeah, sweating, exactly.
What do you think was going through Jaime's head? Like, do you think that was a fuck it, I'm done, I may as well try and go out on a whim, or on a limb rather, or on a win is what I'm looking to say? Or do you think something else was going on in his head?
No, I think Jaime is just, I mean, I guess he's brave, I suppose. I mean, it's one of those that he will fight to the death kind of thing, you know. And he saw an opportunity. He saw Daenerys there. He thought, right, this could all be over now if I just go and kill her.
Yeah.
And I think he's never been one to turn away from like, you know, I guess he can stare death in the face and still kind of continue on. So I guess it's bravery and stupidity tied into both, because I mean, he was almost going to certain death, except for, you know, thankfully Bronn was on hand to save him. But I think that was it. I think it was just a matter of like, I'm going to go for it now. I have to. This is my opportunity. I'm going to kill her. And Daenerys looked genuinely terrified as well in that moment. That, you know, it was just, again, it was like that, which one is going to go? And then thankfully neither of them have.
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah. It came after an emotional half hour before it. I mean, for an episode that was the shortest in Game of Thrones history, it packed a lot in.
It really did.
So I was like silently crying away a happy tear for that beautiful reunion that I've been waiting for since like
Jon and Theon.
That was rough.
That was real rough.
Let's talk about that for a second. Like, there's a look on like Kit Harington's face there where he was like, I'm suppressing all my rage because I can. Yeah. But I don't want to.
And they did like really played that well, and they just let it simmer.
Yeah.
Like there was that silence of like, who's going to speak first? And then also this reminder of like their history and everything, you know, and they just let that sit with the viewer. And then, you know, he was like, hello, Jon. And I was like, how's your sister? I saved her.
Yeah. First things first. How is the one I saved?
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't forget that I, you know, turned her or stabbed her house in the back. Like, you know, I saved your sister in the end. So, but yeah, Arya and Sansa.
Finally, she's back in Winterfell. She, first of all, it was like that shot, like recreating the one of when she was looking at the twins before she didn't get to meet her family at the Red Wedding. Yes. I was like, oh god, she's gonna get in, but like, don't taunt us. Yeah. And then it was the two idiot guards at the gate, and I was like, she's not gonna let these best her, but they're being really difficult.
Yeah. It went on for so long that for a moment you're like, oh my god, are they actually gonna play this?
Like, are they really gonna stop messing with our emotions.
Yeah. But finally they meet up where they should meet up, in the crypt.
And I thought they did it well too, because with all the reunions, it was Sansa sort of running into her brother's arms. But I liked how they played it with those two. It was that moment of, so I guess I should call you a lady now, or Lady Stark. It's like, yes. And, you know, there's still that kind of sibling rivalry, I guess, between them, and tension that was there. And then that really sad awareness of just how far difficult their roads have been to get back there.
And how much they both lost.
Yeah. It was great to see them together, but it was also like, and I also, again, that moment when she was sitting there and looking around Winterfell, and I thought, again, that was like, you know, so many other shows would have like shown you like the flashbacks of them, like, you know,
dancing and prancing,
the archery and all the rest. But again, Game of Thrones were like, no, the viewer's in that nostalgic mode with her. We don't need to spoon feed the viewer this. They know where her mind is at. And again, I guess there's a lot of humanity coming back to Arya the last few episodes, and this season in general. You know, there's less of the I am no one and more of the kind of, you know, a sort of more grown up version of the season 1 Arya Stark without all the like mad shit.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Bran is just going full like emotionless zombie robot.
I remember what it used to feel like to be Brandon Stark.
I know.
I remember so much else.
It's like, I'm gonna go now. I saved your life, and my brother died, and so did your dog and your best friend. Thanks.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
I know it's bizarre.
He's emotionally
But
stunted.
at the same, he's emotionally stunted now. He's the weird sibling.
He's
you
just
know.
not,
I did love the chat with Littlefinger though,
Whoa.
because with Littlefinger you never really know for certain if people are kind of buying into what he's saying.
Yeah.
You know, even with Sansa, she's like, oh, "Shut up!
Yeah.
Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Whereas with Bran, it was just like, I just love that Bran knows everything, and then turning around and being
And,
like, "Chaos is a ladder," and just
the-
seeing Littlefinger's
His face for once being like, I haven't
Yeah.
judged the situation right, and then it hits him again when he realizes that Arya is now a fucking killing machine.
Yeah.
In probably the most fan-serving and best scene
What
I've
was
seen
that?
in a
Okay,
while.
so there was a lot of stares and glares throughout this episode.
Exactly, yes.
And almost to the point that I'm like, am I supposed to know what that stare means? So Sansa looking down at Arya and seeing her fight.
Yeah.
Was that stare sort of like how far we've come, that she actually is a or
thought
was
it
it
was
jealousy? Was
yeah.
it? What was it?
It almost felt like jealousy to me.
I think it's a bit of it was probably jealousy in the fact that, like, oh, she's learned to protect herself and I haven't.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of that, and after all we've been through, she can actually look after herself and I'm still depending on others. But I think another bit of it was like, oh, she's not lying about her kill list. She
Yeah.
does mean to kill people, and
Yeah.
I think there's also a bit of like, maybe like she wants to make sure Brianna's hers, and everybody thinks like, oh, whoa, wait, like it's
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I think it's a
Definitely a
territorial
rivalry,
thing.
yeah. Almost sees her as a threat in some ways because, yeah, as you say, she can look after herself. It's the Brienne thing as well. And I think the fact that Brandon's come back with visions, as she's calling it, she politely calls it,
Yeah.
and she's come back with a kill list. She's like,
It's like
what have I been up to?
They've all been to like superpower boot camp.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've just been
got
here
that
with
mind.
this monster. Like,
Oh, what happens to me? It's like horrible men get stuck with me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happens.
And then the moment between Littlefinger and Arya, I was actually almost, I was like, what was their last interaction? Does Arya know something about Littlefinger?
I think
Yeah.
the last thing, Littlefinger saw Arya when she was serving Tywin Lannister in Harrenhal, but didn't
He
Yeah.
didn't
puff
get
it.
a look at her, yeah.
He did, but I think he did and just didn't say anything. But I think Arya knows that he was there, and I think at the time he was Team Lannister, and that's why Arya's
Right.
like, "Why the fuck is Littlefinger
Yeah.
here?"
Okay, yes.
So she knows he's dodgy, but they all know he's dodgy. So
Yeah. The Valerian dagger.
Yes.
yes,
Let's get in there.
Yeah. So,
Well,
that was Robert Baratheon's, was it? Back in the day?
No.
that was Littlefinger's. It was his originally, but he said he lost it in a game of cards to Tyrion Lannister, which is why Catelyn Stark
Because
kidnapped
this is
him
the
in
whole
season
thing that
one.
started off everything.
Everything, yeah.
This is like
Not
that
even-
attack on Bran was the reason that the Lannisters and Starks and
Yeah.
the kingdoms went
Did
to
it
war.
over
The
West,
War of the
yeah.
Vikings, I
Yes.
guess, back in season 1.
Well,
So-
that and Jon Arryn as well being
murdered. Yeah.
Which was Littlefinger.
No, that was Cersei.
Okay.
Cersei, yeah.
Well, no, it was.
He was in on
No,
it.
it was
though, I think.
Lysa Arryn. It was Lysa, Catelyn Stark's sister, Lysa Arryn, poisoned her husband, Jon Arryn,
Yes.
at Littlefinger's behest.
Okay, right,
on the
yeah.
sly. But everyone thinks it's because he found out about Cersei and Jaime and the illegitimate bastards.
I think everyone
It's
initially
so
thought it
tough,
was
yeah.
Cersei had Jon Arryn killed.
Yeah.
But
Because he found out about
yeah, but
the-
actually we found out, was it a few seasons later
Yeah.
when
It's before he killed Lysa, he pushed her out the moon door.
Yes, exactly.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. I was so much of it in this season is throwbacks that
Yeah.
you're like, I'm almost going through like the the Reddits and the stuff from season 1, being like, okay, what was significant about this? And but in fairness, they are doing a lot of explaining, so it's
Yeah.
good. But yeah, it's everything has started to become a little bit more relevant than it was, and so
Yeah,
it's
it's great. Yeah, so the story with that dagger is that it was the dagger that we now assume that Littlefinger gave the assassin to kill Bran
Yes.
to start a war.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really care about, and because he was like, oh, he's already a cripple and he's in a coma, we can kill
Kill
him,
him.
blame the Lannisters,
Yeah.
that'll start this fight, and then I can climb my
Yeah.
ladder of chaos.
Why is Littlefinger giving it to Bran though? What? I just feel like every week I'm like,
interesting.
what's Littlefinger's
But like,
game?
as Sansa
Someone
said, he
tell
doesn't
me.
give it to someone without
Well,
wanting something in return, and
yeah.
he's trying to curry favor. Like, he's trying to
Yeah.
get in his good side, and I think he thinks, oh, this is a boy who is like, what, supposed to be 12 or something like that? He's like,
Yeah.
I can impress him with this glorious
Yeah.
dagger, and it means something because it didn't kill him, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But he just wasn't expecting someone to go, oh, I know all your shit,
Yeah.
I'm on to you.
Or is he hoping that Bran's going to try and figure out who owns the dagger? It has been put forth that it was Tyrion's, and now he's trying to drive a edge between the Starks and the Targaryens.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
There's a lot. We just don't know what like Littlefinger thinks.
too much.
There could be a different show that's just the what does Littlefinger
I
think.
know.
Yeah.
He seems a bit of just a random third wheel, just lurking around Sansa, whispering weird things in her ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some purpose to him that we're all going to be like, oh, this is why he's been doing this.
Yeah, and Arya definitely has that knife to either kill him and now kill White Walkers and other people. Like she's like
such a badass. That was great.
yeah. That just like we just again that fight, that little skirmisher like training thing.
Brienne versus Arya.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I
Right,
literally
yeah.
was just like clapping.
Yeah.
It was like brilliantly done.
I'll try not to cut you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But equally respecting each other. Dragonstone is actually where we started the episode. Did we start the episode?
No, we started the episode with Bronn
We
and
spent a lot of time
Jaime.
there. John
Yeah.
getting his dragon glass in his cave of wonders, trying to woo
I know.
Daenerys.
It's so
Go back
funny.
to the cave.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves a cave.
He loves a cave. Yeah.
Good things happen for Jon Snow in a cave.
And there was a little moment between Daenerys. He was like bringing her over to see something.
Yeah, hold on, hold your hand and guide your torch.
And it was funny because Davos just called him on it later, as in, you know,
Yeah.
oh, she's whatever. I don't know what it
I
was.
saw, I saw
good
you, I
heart.
see, yeah, it's got a good heart. I see
Yeah.
you looking at the heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Davos great with the one-liners.
Yeah.
And then, but John being like, there's no time for that. So it's like, oh, they are nodding towards it. But I kind of agree with John. There is no time for that.
Yeah.
You know, even
No
if they-
hanky-panky.
Like, you know, he was a hard nut to crack for, what's her name? Ygritte, you know? Like, she took the whole season of negging him, like, you know, to get him into that cave. So,
And then he had to kill her.
yeah.
Well, he didn't. Did he kill
No,
her?
he didn't. It was
No,
a little
Ollie.
squirt, yeah.
Ollie with the
That little dude.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Don't worry about him. Yeah.
Ollie with the bow and arrow.
Yeah. Wrecking everyone's
And the
buzz.
thumbs up afterwards. Oh my god.
I know. But no, I actually kind of agree with John. I don't see how they'd fit a romance in between them. And it's good because obviously they're related anyway. So
It could be a case where they're just hinting at it. Maybe they possibly do, and then it's revealed that.
I think they almost kind of have to
related.
acknowledge that it could happen. But at the same
The
time,
other thing was it this episode? Was it last week that Daenerys was like, it was last week. She was like, I named the dragons for my brothers.
Yeah.
She told Jon her brother's name is Rhaegar, and so like Bran's gonna be like, your dad's name is Rhaegar Targaryen.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, oh shit,
yeah.
that's my aunt.
Auntie Daenerys.
He's like, oh, questionable boner, like.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like, not gonna do. Oh, one of my favorite lines of the thing was when Daenerys and Missandei were walking down the steps, and she's like, "What happened? Many things." She's like, "Many things,
Yeah.
girl."
Yeah.
No.
Remember
Tell
when
us more.
Daenerys used to have erotic storylines? Like, throw back to that. I'm like, come on, make her a human again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they're so busy putting in these like big scenes between characters that we are in some ways missing out a lot of the kind of smaller interactions they would have had. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that's fine. We've had seasons and seasons of that, but like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, oh god, every scene is pivotal now, you know, which
Yeah.
is great, but at the same time, I don't want to say it's rushed, but I kind of feel, considering how long the slow build-up was,
Yeah.
this season is very much like go, 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 and it's like, why didn't you just give us a few more seasons? We would have watched. You
We
know?
would have watched, but I think
Yeah.
they just like, intent on wrapping it up. I do think that the writing in this episode particularly was very well done, as in they gave us everything we wanted, and then had
Yeah.
little bits of humor in there to be like, oh, okay, it's been good to us. It's a show we know and love.
Yeah, I don't know. I find the dialogue this season a bit, maybe again as it is because every scene needs to be of importance, but a part of me kind of feels some of the dialogue is just a little bit too much fan service. Like even watching the interaction between Arya and Sansa, it was just like everything was sort of almost like a platitude, or you know, it's like, oh, we've come so far,
Yeah.
our story isn't over yet, and you know, it's kind of like I feel like we could have wrote that dialogue. You know,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
And I think we're not talented writers.
No,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, obviously for an
Yeah,
entertainment website, I mean, we're above and beyond. But you know, for writing
We're not
TV
professional
shows,
screenwriters.
exactly.
I think
Thank you, Max. But it seemed a bit like painting by numbers, I guess. You know, ticking boxes. There were some great funny lines in there. It is very self-referential a bit with the
Yeah.
kind of one-liners. It's fine. A part of me as a fan is delighted
Yeah.
with the service that they're, you know, as in like they're giving us what we want in so many ways. Another part of me is like, again though, I thought all this up until that moment when the dragon came along, and I was like, okay, Game of Thrones, you're back. You
Yeah.
know, everything was just, I thought the dialogue was predictable. I thought everything that happened up until that was, I still really enjoyed it, but yeah, so that is my thoughts on the writing of it this season. But I don't know, maybe that's just what needs to happen.
Yeah, just another callback. The episode really reminded me of Hard Home. Do you remember that episode when they go to rescue the wildlings and the Army of the Dead just appear from over the hill and absolutely
yeah.
ravage everyone? It's just the same. And I think really that was the moment that season 5 picked up as well. So I think this is going to be the one for this season to
Only 3 episodes
Rally
left.
Only 3 episodes left. Now we do
God.
have some feature-length episodes
Really?
in those. Yeah,
Finale's
I think
88 minutes
88
anyway.
Yeah.
and maybe 80, you think, or
Nice,
something like that?
88. And what do we think is going to happen?
I would just-
It's actually genuinely good not to know. I mean, I suppose we know the major, like if you're looking at the board, it's sort of like, well, is it going to be a big showdown with the White Walkers? Is it going to be more focused on Lannister versus Daenerys still?
Yeah.
Be a bit of both.
Yeah.
It feels like the more I thought earlier this year it's going to be just the War of the Realm and then the war against the White Walkers next season.
Yeah.
The more it goes on, I think it's definitely going to be
Yeah.
well
Well,
carried through to the end.
next week's episode trailer is online.
Yes.
On Unchained.ie. The internet.
Where there's lots of talented writers.
Yeah. And it's called Eastwatch. And
Eastwatch.
yes, that which
Okay.
is Eastwatch by the Sea, which is a Night's Watch castle
Yes.
at the very east, and that's where Bran. It's in the trailer, not a
Right.
spoiler. Bran has had a vision that the Night King's army and of the dead is marching towards, and so that is where I think we're headed.
So
next
basically,
week.
you're saying we're going to get a lot of White Walker
So
action.
I think next week is White Walker action. I think we'd for 3
Amazing.
episodes of a bit of like, oh, where's everyone? What's going on? Some
Yes.
intrigue and catch ups, and now it's like, okay,
Yeah.
proper battles.
Let's see how the Night King
Proper
is doing,
risk.
you know?
Yeah. I don't know how John's going to get there that fast.
No. But everyone's getting placed
It's
from A to
Funny
B
he
very
knows
fast
somebody
this
with a
season.
couple of dragons.
Yeah.
Only you can hitch a
taxi
ride.
service.
Yeah. Could you just fly me up there? And
Give us a
drop
lift
me
early.
off?
Seriously, give us a lift, please.
Please.
It will be nice though if actually John gets back to Winterfell at some point and you see 4, like, you know, the...
Oh, and
4 of them
Arya's
together.
happy face when John
That's
sees
it,
her.
yeah.
That's
I
the
know,
thing.
that'll be lovely, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But then, I don't know, maybe we won't even get the 4 of them out together ever.
Who
you
knows?
know?
I feel like it mightn't happen this season.
Yeah.
Which is
We've got
had
a
too
lot of
many
Stark
now,
reunions.
Yeah,
they
they'll
can't
probably
do
just
it
put a
again.
cap on that now
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
while. Anyway, competition time here. We have this beautiful crate, as I mentioned earlier, of Kyo's Crisps to give away. What we want you to do is come up with a Game of Thrones themed crisp flavour for Kyo's Crisps. Fiona's suggestion was,
Cheese and onion night.
look at that.
Yeah,
Look
do
at
I do
that.
it myself?
That is why
Yeah.
we're the talented writers.
That's
who
it.
work
That's what the
on
talented writer would come up with right there. Talented writer myself.
Yeah. So let us know below in the comments your Game of Thrones themed flavour of crisps, and we'll pick one out the best, and we'll give this lovely crate of crisps to you. That's it for this week. Join us next week when we'll be discussing Eastwatch, like we said. We'll probably be just as shook as sweating like we are right now.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. See you next week.